Okay, so we all had those experiences in school where we get accused of something we haven't done, something we didn't pull. It happened to us. We done nothing wrong, but we got accused of things. Now, this is not for people who actually pulled the stunt and you got snitched on. I'm sorry, but guy, you got caught 4K by a student and got snitched on and you got in trouble. That's on you for not being smart with your hiding skills or your way of doing things or trusting the wrong person with certain information. But this is mostly for those who done nothing, who are innocent, who are really innocent in this case. Done nothing wrong, but people are not always have the best intentions. They like to cause harm to anyone just because you just exist. It happens. Now, for my story, it starts saying I would say about third grade. Yeah, I would say third grade. Now, I already was on a bad foot because I've had enemies. I had ops. People didn't always like me, and it's okay. You're not meant to be friends with everyone, of course, but there is the case where you just wish it didn't have to end so badly. You don't have to be friends with everyone, but it doesn't mean you have to be enemies with that person. You can just simply not talk to that person. But for me, let's say I was just not lucky. I just had that kind of bad time with people in the third grade. So it started off in PE class. Now, what happened was we had it was kind of like a team race. So we had to go from one end of a cone to another. Then we had to high-five the person in front of the line that we're supposed to run to. Then once we high-five that person, then that person goes. Then that person runs to the end of the cone, then comes back, high-five, and a win-win. Now, that should be easy enough, right? Very easy. Now, of course, here, it's supposed to be competitive. It's a race between one part of the class against the other. Now what happened was, it was simple. I was standing in line, and I was just waiting for my turn. I think I was fourth or third in line, waiting to get my turn. Now, of course, the winner is the person. If everyone in the line went, then the last person in line that made it in time, he won. But I don't think it really mattered. I think we still kept going, even if that was the case. The point was just to get exercise, physical education, meant for you to break a sweat and stay healthy. And the cool thing about it is, for my class in third grade, it happened after lunch. So, you got that food in your system, and you can burn off that extra food energy off. It was pretty much a cool time, everything went well. And today was overall a good day. I didn't get in trouble. Now, so, how I'm supposed to really get to this? I think the best way to start off is by saying that I was in line. I was seeing a girl that was running. Her name, I don't remember her name, and I know the number one rule about animating or storytelling is to never actually give the real name of the person. But I don't think this person really matters right now. I don't even know if I will say the name right, but let's call her name Nicole. Her name is Nicole. Now, the thing about Nicole is the E at the end of Nicole is silent. That's the point. It's Nicole. Without the E, the silent E, I think the name would be called call or something like that. Point is, I decided to make the E not silent. But it was not meant to make fun of her. Now, it's one thing I just decided to do just to taunt her, make fun of her. But she was on my team. I was cheering on, and I decided to call her Nicole Lee. I made the E unsilent. Now, if you call this bullying, I don't understand anymore. There are so many things that are a threat to society, where people who you understand are sensitive nowadays. There's things called body shaming, gender assumptioning, or just downright roasting. Just making fun of your looks, something you can't control, the clothes you wear, the fake Jordans. Hey, personally, I would just stick to going to a thrift shop and buying something that's just, clearance section typed instead of wearing fake shoe Jordans. You're kind of asking for it at that point. Personally, I would respect you more if you just wear cheap shoes and fake stuff. But hey, that's you though. Point is, I made the E silent. I made E unsilent, and guess what? A girl, I'll call her Emanuela. She decided to not take it very nicely, and she decided to get offended for her. I mean, the thing is, I respect that from a white girl. And white people now they're offended for other people. Seriously, dude. It's not even that big of a deal. But she was black. She was my race, black. I wouldn't say she was dark. I would say she was kind of like my skin tone, this decent looking black, like African American. You can tell that she was born and raised in America, black. But for sure, and that her culture, of course, was, African American, American land, the free, home, and the brave, black. Point is, she decided to just be offended for me making the E not silent, and decided to go out she just said, "Oh, you're bullying her." I said, "What? I'm not bullying her. I'm just making the E not silent. I'm cheering her on." I literally said, "You can do it, Nicole. Come on, you got this." And then she got offended, bro, capital life. But she decided to say this. She had the audacity to say, "I'm gonna snitch on you." I was like, well, she didn't say she was gonna snitch on me. She just said she's gonna tattle on me. I was like, bruh, seriously, you gotta go to the coach and you gotta snitch on me for it. Now, I didn't say that. I pretty much said, what? I mean, of course, I would. If I had the brand I had now, if I went back in time and relived that moment, I would say, do whatever you want, but just know you get in trouble. I won't get in trouble for this, because you know for sure that I just made the E not silent. But guess what? Instead, I said, well, don't snitch. I don't really know for sure what I said, but I know it was not Mr. Oh, come on, that's silly. But she did. She decided to go, and well, she snitched on me. She went to my coach, and my coach, let's call her Coach Johnson. She was a tall, beautiful, black coach. And one of those moments you have those teachers you have a crush on, but you end up finding out that teacher crush is actually kind of mean. Yeah, that's how I found out. It's where I finally learned it the hard way, that just because the exterior is beautiful doesn't mean the interior is so nice. So she called me and asked why I was bullying her. And I don't know what I said for sure, but I knew my mouth was dry. I was in a panic mode, and I knew I was probably having those moments where let me just say it like this. Don't ask me why questions when I'm in trouble. Like, I can never answer a why question for the life of me. Like, when my dad asks, why did you do this? And like, why did you get an F in your test? Like, oh, come on, dude. Like, why? I don't know how to answer that question. Now, I'll say because I didn't know the answers, maybe because it was hard to understand. But of course, you answer for yourself because you did not study. You did not study for the test. You literally tested me on the very subject. You were the one that had a belt right by your side. No, I'm joking. My dad does usually test me on stuff like that. But and if he did, he would never have a belt on his side. Well, he's not that kind of parent. Trust me, he's a nice guy. Don't worry, he's not that kind of person. And I can usually get tested by my mom or my sister. And if I get it wrong, the worst that can happen is I end up having to review that very word or the very subject again. Is annoying. But the end up happening was it was not really bad, I guess. I just got sent to the other line. And I was like, okay, I'll take my L with that. Not a big deal. But guess what? Yeah, you think you can make it by life, but the whole class, you know, the whole rule called the whole class screwed up so everyone gets the teacher's wrath. Yeah, that pretty much what happened. The class got in trouble for being too rowdy and stuff, you know, doing what third graders do, get rowdy, get loud. And the coach had enough. She was like, nah, you guys screwed up. Now everyone was silent, everybody was in trouble. Everybody, I think, was sent back inside early for it. Fun time's over. You know, usually after instruction time, you have free time, but no, that's not the case. So, how can I explain this? Well, yeah. She decided to add something to the punishment for me. She said, you're going to get a D in your conduct book. And I was like, wait, what? What? Now, what is a conduct book? For people who don't know, who are lucky not to know. Now, a conduct book is where you get these things called the conduct marks. And for the OGs who know what I'm talking about, A, you're good, you're great, you did a good job today. You were able to shut your mouth and do your work. Somehow, some way, somehow, you just decided not to talk to anyone, pretty much. Like, you didn't talk to anyone, and the only time you would talk to people was when you were allowed to. Even that, you just gave a whisper, probably. You were whispering, you were quiet, you did what you were so supposed to do, and you stayed by yourself during recess, because that's pretty much the only way you can really get A nowadays with these people who probably get very offended. But yeah, there's those times where the teachers had a good time with this. It was very lenient. That will usually happen when, guess what? It's like the first week or two of school. And you know what? I deserved what I got. You know why? I was the very idiot who suggested the new teacher in our school, who was over third grade, to bring back conduct marks. You know why? Because I wanted to bring a bunch of A+ to my parents. Because I thought the teacher was lenient and kind. Guess what? She was even worse than the strict teacher in my second grade class. I got more F's from third grade than I got from second grade from a strict teacher. From second grade, that's impossible. But again, you have to expect that from a middle-aged teacher who's white and probably new to teaching, so she was probably easily pushed to anger because, you know, it's easy to get angry when you're kind of new to teach. So you decide to know I'm going to bring the whole wrath, though. It's easy to bring in everyone gets a C minus in your conduct book because this one guy did it. We decide. So here's the thing. Yeah, I got a D in my conduct book. So no, I'll try to explain this as fast as possible. A, good. B, hey, you're okay. But if you have strict parents like mine, you still get a butt whooping for it. C, of course, butt whooping. D, barely got in those. It's either C or F's. So D's are like, I don't know how to explain. It's still bad. You're still getting a whooping. Like, oh well, F's, okay, you're just gonna get it. You're disrespecting that kind of butt whooping once you get home. So yeah, that's how it goes. So how am I supposed to really explain this to you? I got a D. From her came to class. I came home, and of course I got a whooping. Like, how am I supposed to explain this? Like, but really, if anyone had to blame, I blame myself for multiple reasons. Number one, I brought back conduct books back into play. Like, if because the teacher kind of debated saying, hey, I don't really think I need to do this. I just think I should just stick to it. If it's bad enough, I just use the phone. If I could go back, I would slap myself like right there and say, you know what, you are right. It's not necessary. If it's something worth getting somebody's phone number for, then it's worth it. And besides, you're really gonna it's gonna be kind of hard to do a whole class punishment. Like, you're going to call every parent, every 30 kid worth of parents. Like, you're really gonna tell them, oh, they were talking in class. Okay, that person. Then tell them, oh, yes, you should discipline that child. Then stop. Get the next phone number. Call that person. Say the same thing over and over again. It's easy just to say you screwed up and write down on the book paper. It's easy to say that. It's easy. But, yeah. I did that to myself. And, that's why you should never be a teacher's pet, You should never do that. I became a teacher's pet for that time, and I regret it. It always hits back, Always hits back. I wrecked so many people's lives in third grade because I decided I want to be a total turd. And number two, how is also my fault. Yeah, I didn't defend myself logically. If I usually said, oh, okay, he's silent. The coach could have been a hypocrite at that point because, dude, he gave people nicknames. I know for sure she took out, like, my first name is Jackson. I know for sure she took out son and called me Jack more than once. I know she did to other kids that she favored in the class, even though they were troublemakers, and of course she gave timeouts to them. She liked their energy, so they, of course, she gave them nicknames. So yeah, it'd be kind of dumb for her to treat me terribly. So she'll probably just look to Emmanuel like an idiot, but give her the walk of shame in front of kids and tell the whole class how much of a loser she is for snitching. They're so stupid. And probably give her at least a C minus for such an idiotic behavior. And also, and again, I could just tell that to my parents, like, okay, so you're gonna whoop me because I made someone not silent her name. If you're gonna do that, pretty much you really just hate me. You hate my existence. I probably shouldn't have been born. I saw her for sucking so much money off your pockets. Jesus, why don't we leave the set? Say so. You could get into foster care. Leave me by someone else's doorstep. You don't have to do me like that, man. You love me. You actually understand that this We can't do for this. It's just dumb. Now, I'm pretty sure I was called a bully. Yes, I was called a bully for that. Now, I got older. Yes, I roasted people. And of course, I was called a bully. For a short period of time for it, but only to those who deserved it. Like, come on. I didn't bring the heat unless they asked for it. But moral of the story is, kids, don't be a teacher's pet. And also explain yourselves. Like, some problems, like, if you get accused for something, just explain yourself. It'll be easier. Also, another moral of the story. I should have killed Emmanuel. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, I'm kidding. I wouldn't have done that.